Everybody grab your cups because it's time for Manifest Monday. Lady-o, let's go.
Unstoppable.
Say I am unstoppable. Let me hear you say I am unstoppable. And let the horns play. Hey. Oh yeah. I heard that I would fail. Then I heard you won't prevail. Then I heard all the things that I can't do. And then you strength.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I am your host, Tracy Berry McGee, also known as Divine T.
And I'm your co-host, Yolanda Langford, and you know what they call me, Lady Yo.
Lady-o, what's happening? It's Monday. It's Monday.
It's Monday, it's the beginning of the week, and I am so glad to be starting my week off with you and with our owners.
Yes. Well, you know what? I want to ask you what's in your cup. You know, my cup is full. You know what I'm sipping on? That Archwell Health Cup. And I got Cardi's coffee in my cup.
All right,
You
now
know.
I'm sipping on wellness, period. You know, we have to take care of ourselves, and how I get my morning started is with some black dark roast also.
All right. Well, you know what? Wellness is what it's all about. And of course, my coffee is black, no sugar, no cream, and my cup is overflowing.
Tell us why,
Because my birthday is coming up this week. I'm going to be the big 55. The big 55. Everybody, I'm so excited about it. But you know what, Lady-o, I got to ask you, what advice do you have for me? Because you like my big sis.
Yes, I'm the
You've been
big
holding it
sis by
down.
a couple of months. I've been 55 for a little while here. You know what, Tracy? What I always say is the things that cross your mind in your 20s and 30s, well, I should say the things that worry you in your 20s and 30s
Right.
don't cross your mind in your 50s. So, girl,
Yes.
going to 55 all the way live.
I am all the way live. I'm ready to take it all in. I'm excited about it. Forget the 40s, you know, 50. It's something about 55.
It's confidence.
You
I mean,
said
you can just
55.
walk out there and do it.
Yes. Well, you know I've been working out, but I'm still trying to work on the food intake. Do we have a tell me something good dish for this week?
One of my favorites, Southern smothered potatoes. Now you got to get the Southern part. Southern smothered potatoes. It has at least 2 yellow onions
Yes,
in there.
at least the onions.
Some garlic, some butter. But the key to making them delicious is you have to caramelize your onions first.
You know what? I know how that feels. I love to cook. My family loves the Southern potatoes because you know what? They say, my mom used to always say, you have to cook with love. You got to cook
You
with
do.
love.
You
and
do.
you got to let it simmer, put a little bit of water in there, and then put the top on it and smother
Oh,
them.
there you go.
Girl, don't play.
Okay,
I do
Tracy.
know how. I don't. Y'all know I say I don't cook, but I know how to cook. I can't be 55 and I know how to cook.
Well, you said all the little tricks that you need to get a good Southern smothered potato.
That's right. So you know what? I can't wait to eat some. Maybe we'll eat some today.
Yep.
I always say that. You know, it's time for our wellness check. And I just got to ask you, Lady-o, who you checking on?
I am checking on my cousins. You know, I come from a large family. My mom had 9 brothers and sisters. My dad has 9 brothers and sisters. So I have a plethora of cousins. So I'm checking on all my cousins. Hey, cousins. And I'm going to check on my play cousins, too. Who you checking on?
Well, you know what? Speaking of our Vibrant Vibe guest of the day, I'm checking on my play cousins. All my play cousins and my play brothers and all of them, because I do have some play cousins. But also shout out to my real cousins, because I'm a small family.
Okay.
So, you know, when time you see your cousin, you're like, that's my cousin.
That's my cousin.
That's my cousin. But you know what? Our Vibrant Vibe guest of the day, kind of like a cousin, more like a brother. Y'all, we got Mike Frazier.
What do we always say?
Pull up, pull up. That's
I can't
right.
wait to talk to Mike, and he's going to talk to us all about being an entrepreneur and all the enterprises he has. And we're just thankful that he said yes.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Well, you know what? You all just hold tight. When we return, get ready to grab a cup because it's time for our Cup of Own Your Now therapy, and it's sponsored by Archwell Health.
So at Archwell Health, we believe in making it easy to come see our doctors. It's easy to make an appointment. It's easy to get to one of our centers. Your doctor looks you in the eye, spends time with you, and you'll feel like you're part of our family.
I wanted to do this project because I am obsessed with Black historical figures and the documentaries of them. And what I noticed was there was a gap in those stories. My thought was to choose 3 Black women from 3 different eras. So I chose these 8 amazing women from St. Louis. And when I say they brought it, they absolutely brought it. I highlighted Erica Huggins, Leontine Price, and Florence Mills. I want this project to show people that as Black women on the inside of creating something like this, we can collectively collaborate, be effective, and honor our people that came before us. And then on the other end, I want people to know who these women are.
My friends and I made this for you.
Good morning, Mike Frazier, Frazier Enterprises. Keep watching the Own Your Now show on our TV network.
Now it is time for our Own Your Now affirmation word of the day. Today's word is wealth. Say it with me, wealth.
Wealth.
Wealth, because I feel that your health is your wealth, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, Tracy.
And that's where we're going to start and that's where we're going to end. So let's get ready for our transformational song. It's Changes by Lady Bree. For those at home, just take some time to stretch with us. Lady Yo, take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. We're going to reach out to our strong friends. And we're going to cross our arms. And we're going to bring them into our hearts. Listen to your heart. Be intentional about your wealth. Those things that matter to you.
Absolutely. Physical, mental, spiritually. Financially, too.
Yes, absolutely. All right, take a deep breath in and out. And then we're going to hug ourselves, y'all.
The best part,
Hug yourself tight.
because that's wealthy when you can love yourself. You are wealthy if you can love yourself.
Are. Yes, now release. Oh, yes.
That's
How do you
it.
feel?
I am well. And you know, when we return, we will have our guest, Vibrant Vibe guest, Mr. Mike Frazier.
That's right, y'all.
It's not about exact measurements or the perfect dice when it comes to cooking. Good food is about feeling, inspired food is about comfort, and pure food is about feeding the soul. You have to have soul to feed people right, so pull up a chair, take a taste, and let Pure Catering do the cooking. Visit Pure Catering Cafe STL at the Missouri Historical Society today.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
As promised, we have serial entrepreneur Mike Frazier of Frazier Enterprises. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us.
That's right, that's right. You know we got to ask you, what's in your cup? What you sipping on?
Ice cold water.
All right.
Ice cold water. Well, you know what? STL water is what we call it.
All right.
You know, I'm
That's
going
right.
to get right down to business because, you know, you are Frazier Enterprises. That is plural.
That is plural.
That is plural. Tell us what gave you the tenacity to say, I want to be an entrepreneur?
Honestly, it hit me in the second grade. You probably don't believe that or not, but when we were young, I don't want to show my age, but we used to have penny candies at the store. You could go to the store and buy a penny candy.
I remember that.
Y'all
Penny
probably
candy
too
down.
young for that.
We'll take that, Tracy. We'll take that.
But one day I was at school and probably later in the day, and someone was like, "Man, I wish I had some penny candy." Well, you know who happened to have some penny candy. So I sold a couple of pieces of penny candy at 2 cents a piece, and next thing you know, by the end of the year, I was the penny candy man.
The penny candy man. So that was your very first business.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead on then.
Yes. You know, I remember penny candy, and now penny candy probably costs a quarter.
Yes.
Or more. Or more. You know, I think about you having this gift, and you do have several businesses, and just in all transparency, y'all, I know Mike very well, but I want to say, you know, personally, I've watched you overcome so many different obstacles, and I remember a motorcycle accident that happened many, many years ago.
Yes,
your life could have been over in an instant, but I want to know, how did that moment impact your life?
It was major, which in most instances I would think it would be in anyone's life, but I had 2 young children at that time and was still fairly newly married. And they throw all type of things at you when you're still in the hospital.
Right.
You know, I was in there for a few months or a couple months, and
Wow.
you got a lot of time to think about everything. So I remember they offered, or I don't know if you want to call it an offer, but I could have stayed or I could have taken disability.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that's not a good look for my kids. You know, I don't want to be bedwept and you know, my kids waiting on me hand and foot.
Yes.
I knew my wife wasn't going to do it. So I knew the kids would have to join in, and I didn't want to do them like that. But I said, no, I'll take my chances. I'm going to make this do what it do.
Do what it do.
And
And
do what it do.
you did it.
And yes.
And you are doing the doggone thing.
Yes, yes. It's so interesting that he says that, because I know that your family you have such a huge family that comes together, and so to see him have a franchises,
Yes.
entrepreneurship in what they call it, enterprises.
Enterprises.
It's huge.
So now I always want to know, when we see successful men, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? Think back when you were 18. What would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Have patience.
Have patience. And how's patience played a role in all that you do?
Most times when you're young, you want to hurry on and get things done and rush to do this and rush to do that. And rushing has cost me a lot in my life. If I look back at all my major mistakes, it's because I was rushing.
Okay.
So and I'll tell my age 46-year-old self,
Ooh, youngster.
I know that I've made enough mistakes that if I took my time, I probably would have not had more than half of them.
Well, you know what? You are doing perfectly well, and we all make mistakes, but see, the greatest thing is to see you overcome
That's right.
the mistakes.
That's
so
right.
you know
That's
what?
right.
We'll just call those challenges.
Those are challenges.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, when you think about all of the things that you have done, a lot of people know Mike Frazier. They see the billboards and they see the buses and they see your name is on every car in the St. Louis City area, St. Louis City and county. But I think that it's important for people to know that you like to have fun. You know, you love sports. How do you balance life? You know, I see you out making sure that your wife is looking good.
She's cute.
And I'm telling you, their love language is gifts. When he take the gifts to another level. But balance is key. I see you with your children. What do you do to balance yourself? This is a wellness show, so I know, you know, he like to travel. But tell us, because we know that there's some people out here that say entrepreneurship, you make it look good.
That's right.
How do you balance?
I try to take everything in phases. That way I don't leave anything incomplete. So if I take a phase here and make sure it's all done before I step to the next one, that gives me time to take off in between phases. And then I'll step to the next phase.
I like that. Step to the next phase. You know, I always say, when people say, well, what are you going to fall back on? Don't think about falling back on anything.
That's right.
Step to the next thing. I'm going to use that, Mike. I'm going to use that. Now, you know, we have talked about the enterprises. Tell us, what companies do you have?
I own Frazier Automotive, which is the one that most people know the most.
Hold on, wait a minute, Tracy. What we say? Frazier Automotive, pull up.
Every single car we have owned in my 55 years, we have bought from Mike Frazier.
Okay.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am. I also own with a partner, Virtu, which is a community enhancement group. A good friend of mine, Mr. Eric Wilson, we own together, and we're trying to help community kids to know that there's another way, or there's another options for you to do things growing up in life. Some people don't like school. Some people love school. Some people love art.
We didn't even know Eric had to Eric is an amazing artist.
Yes.
So yes, he's not only my best friend, he's my business partner in that realm. We also have Fall Guys, which is our DBA, and it is a trucking company. So we travel all over the states, taking parcels from wherever they need to go to the next place.
Wow.
Frazier Properties, we own a few acres.
Go, Mike Frazier! Go, Mike Frazier!
Yes, ma'am.
That's a legacy to know that not only you have time to do this. He's so serious today.
Yes.
Mike is never serious, y'all. I don't know who we looking at right here.
We're looking at the
we need to bring Lynn, the business side of him.
Yes, indeed.
You know, when you think about having fun, because that's what life is all about, and you cannot not have fun when you're around him. Talk to us about the fun side of things, how you value traveling, because I know you are traveling. Your family, y'all travel.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that piece, why is family so important?
Well, people say it all the time, but really family is all you have for most of us. And I know I would always put my family first. They've been there for me thick and thin. And that is a pastime of mine, and I didn't get to do it a lot when I was young or with my family. So I made that kind of a bucket list for myself to make sure I can show my family as much of the earth as possible. So we will travel and get on out of St. Louis. We all come back. We always come back.
Always come back home, and it's always nice to come back home. Well, we have to ask you, Mr. Entrepreneur with all the enterprises, what is your affirmation word? What gets Mike Frazier going every day?
Perseverance.
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 Talk to us about how perseverance has worked for you.
Pretty much no matter what comes my way, I'm not going to let it break me.
You bend, but you don't break.
You bend, but you don't break, you know, and that's everything. We know the value of pulling up and seeing that you are a black man doing the work in the community. Several different entrepreneur opportunities are here for us, but I want to just say, personally, from the Own Your Now show, you know, you've been a sponsor with us from the beginning. You constantly say yes. You said yes to the young men in the community by talking to them about the different roads they could travel. But at the end of the day, we know that when we need to pull up, we know who we need to see. So we thank you.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And thank you for believing in us.
Yes, yes.
No, thank you.
We thank Mr. Frazier for pulling up. When we return, y'all get ready for the Own Your Now flow.
Life is all about the journey. Life's curves, hitting the road fast or slow. Celebrations, anniversaries, and birthdays. Everything in life is about moving forward. Whatever direction you choose to go far, go in style. New or used, go with Frazier Automotive.
The care teams that we've designed at Archwell Health work together on every individual patient. The doctors have partners that allow them to spend a lot of time listening. It really allows us to be the best provider for you that we can be.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Since I was little, it was only like me and my parents. You think you created family out of characters? Yeah, of course. I'm gonna take that and make it into a song.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at on the way out? In my head, in my head, in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Pop.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
You know, now it's time for our Own Your Now flow, but we want to thank Mike Frazier with Frazier Enterprises. If you want to purchase a car, new or used, you can go to FrazierAutomotive.com. But you know what? He has so many things to offer. Lady O, wasn't he just amazing?
I loved everything about Mike Frazier. He has the enterprises, and he is a community and a family man.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Well, Lady O, I got to ask you, what is your affirmation word for today?
Build.
Build.
You have to build. You have to go further than you ever thought you could. Just keep building. Make sure your foundation is steady.
That's
but
right.
keep building.
That's right. Well, you know, at the end of the day, we know that we have a lot of things that we have to overcome. And what did he say? You got to push forward and go to the next thing. But at the end of the day, understand that your health is your wealth. And that's mental, physical, spiritually, and financially. And if you know that, you will be able to persevere through all things and keep building. So stay connected. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Hey, what else?
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Until next time, keep your cups full.
Go out and create some vibrant vibes. Keep sipping peace, love, and positivity.
And remember, tomorrow isn't promised, so own your now.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day. He's an incredible companion and my best friend.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns, like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool.
When I retired from the Navy, I found myself on a void in my life that had been filled by the people that I served with. Tommy really brought an important factor to my life. I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Okay, here we go, throw it. Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.